We are here.
Don't cry, madam.
Don't cry, madam.
Don't cry. Even with blood dripping on your face, dripping from your face, you're still voting.
Bosses with guys with canes, with all kind of things. But now they came down and started shouting, "If you're not voting APC."
You won't believe this. This is highly unbelievable. Labaran Maku said he thought Peter Obi movement was a joke. How will you take the seriousness of Nigerian youths as a joke? With blood on people's head, yet they decided to come out and make the choice of who they want to lead them. And yet, somebody is saying that he thought that Peter Obi movement was a joke. To say that is like saying that you take the whole of Nigerian youth as jokers. One thing we must understand and come to realize is that Peter Obi is the youth, and the youth stand with Peter Obi. So when we say Peter Obi, we should definitely know that we are talking about the Nigerian youth, because that is who we have chosen to lead us. We are not turning back on this. So for somebody to stand up and say that Peter Obi movement was seen or was deemed to be a joke is like an insult on the collective agreement of Nigerian youth that they want Peter Obi as their leader. You cannot sit down and begin to make assumptions simply because you people are at the helm of affairs. No turning back. We, the Nigerian youths, we have decided and we have decided. No going back. Whether in court, we are ready to stand for what we have decided, and there will be no going back. I would just like you to listen to this conversation from Labaran Maku.
Force other than this group must rule Nasarawa State. So that's what happened. If you go to IRF, you will notice that in the accreditation for Chiroma and Gayam Ward, there are different figures for the House of Assembly and the governorship. But it's the same beaver that was used. How can you suddenly two elections announced? The one for the House of Assembly has different figures of accreditation, and the ones for the governorship, but it's the same accreditation, the same number of people that voted in the governorship election as those that voted in the House of Assembly election. But if you go to the IRF and you go to the back end and you see they are different from what was announced. This was simply brazen and criminal. Do your worst. That is what they were telling us. We'll add the figures, will announce it. Do your worst. So that so-called wide lead is not. Look at what happened. What did the APC get in the presidential election? What was the votes of APC in the presidential election? For example, look at the gap between what they voted in the presidential election and what they got in the governorship. That is one. Number two, in this election, PDP defeated Sule in his local government, in Akwanga local government. We defeated him flatly. We defeated him in his ward. We defeated him in Akwanga zone, which is his own zone. Then we defeated him in Doma local government, in Obi local government. These are huge population centers. Then we defeated him in Karu. Where are they cooking those figures from? Very clearly, you will notice that this was the most brazen act of criminality I've seen in any election. That people suddenly just go and use 3-4 units and add to their figures and just announce. Those figures are simply fiction. They don't agree with the total accreditation for election in Latvia local government, in Gayam, in Chiroma. So that is what they were doing. It had nothing to do with the real votes cast by the people. If you want to do that, go to IRF. You will see the gap between what they declared and what actually took place in the election proper.
It's hard to discountenance your submission that Nasarawa is a curious state, Mr. Maku. But then again, why was the PDP unable to prove its mettle with Nasarawa being its home base in the presidential election? Because the PDP was defeated in the presidential election in Nasarawa state.
But APC was even more defeated. APC had a national chairman in the election from Nasarawa State. They had a sitting incumbent government in Nasarawa State. They were flatly defeated. Because, you see, what happened in the presidential election, as you could see, was that there was this wave, of obedience of young people that we all took for granted. And we were thinking that Peter Obi was a joke. Where will he go? So both PDP and APC, we were thinking, no, this man, he doesn't have structures. He will not be able to do much and so on. So, but the people somehow, young people, seized the initiative from all the politicians. And for the first time, what we saw in Nasarawa, in several other places, in Edo, in Delta, where the vice president comes from, we saw that the young people were serious about what they were doing, and they took advantage of the social media, to project a program that has shaken the nation. For me, we lost. We lost in the presidential election. We lost truly. APC, which is the incumbent government, lost more woefully than we did. Who had the government, who have the party in the state, they all lost. So you can't use the presidential election to judge what will happen. We didn't win, but on the other hand, given our place in Nasarawa, we are not controlling government, we are not controlling federal government, but we did much better than APC in Nasarawa state, given their figures and the advantages they had over us.
Hey, yes, so gradually they will all confess. It is obvious the blood and the heart cry of Nigerian youths will not go in vain. Plus all the protests that we have been doing following the fact that we don't agree with the election result that was declared by INEC. I know that victory is sure for us. Please watch this protest by Nigerian youth at the National Assembly complaining about the election result that was declared by INEC. If this is the first video you are watching on my channel, like, subscribe, comment. Let us all gather together and make sure that yes, our mandate will never be stolen. So I will also drop this video where the house of the INEC chairman was invaded, destroyed and looted because people are not happy with the results that they have declared. Don't forget, share this video, let people know that victory is coming for us. Thank you very much.
Ina, kawo ma halin da kanka. To kare ji magana kawai.